Hello students, welcome back to my channel. I am Polomi and today we are going to continue our studies that we started before in lecture 1. So if you already have gone through my lecture 1, so you might have seen like we started genetics, which is very much important for your NEET. So in the previous class we just discussed about the prokaryotic cell, DNA, gene, structural gene, those things. So before I can start the next part, let me have a recap of the lecture that we had in the previous day. So what I said, like this is say the bacterial cell, and this red one is the circular DNA that already present in the cytoplasm of the bacterium cell. And this all are the cell organelles. I told you. I also told you, like in case of the bacteria, there is no such term nucleus is there. So this is a one-chambered cell, right? So bacteria or prokaryotic cell is one-chambered with a circular DNA which is there in the cytoplasm fluid. And then from this circular DNA, we just separated one part, one very useful part, and that part of the DNA is generally called as. I hope my students can remember what do you mean by a gene. Gene is the smallest part of the DNA from where a complete RNA can be transcribed. So from this only the term transcription came, right? So now we are basically studying transcription for the prokaryotic cell. The prokaryotic cells are also sometimes called as bacterium cells. You know these things. So now in this gene, so this is a gene. This is the complete. Now in the gene, there are three parts that I already told you. So this is the total gene, okay? So from that circular DNA, I just cut the part, and this total part is the gene. Now from this gene, there are three parts. Okay, pardon me. Right? And there are this type of strands are there. Now this is called as codons. Now, if you don't have the idea about the codons, don't you worry. In this chapter, I will discuss that part also. What is codon and all, okay? So just don't worry. Be with me and study well. So these are the double-stranded DNA's codons. Why double-stranded? Because there is an upper strand which is yellow in color and the lower strand is red in color. That I made, okay? That to differentiate it. Now the starting part of the any gene is called as promoter region. The middle part, which is basically we are going to do the transcription, is called structural gene. Okay, so in gene, the middle part is called structural gene and the end part is called as terminator region. Hope you remember this part. Now, I also said the upper part, I said in the previous day, it is template strand or coding strand. And the below part is non-template or non-coding. I'm so sorry. The upper part is template strand or non-coding strand. Though codings are done, we are going to do from this part, but still weirdly it is called as non-coding, okay? And the below part is called as non-template or coding strand. Now see, don't you think these things I'm telling you, like always the upper part or upper strand is template, the lower strand is non-template? True, okay. For this example only, I'm telling this double stranded DNA's upper part is the template or non-coding and lower part is the non-template or coding. It does not mean like always the upper part is taking part in transcription, lower part is idle. No. See, you would never know which DNA strand is going to be a template and which is going to be a non-template. Basically, from the strand where the RNA will get generated by the complementary coding sequence, I'll show you. That is called template. So that can be the upper wala and that can be the lower wala also. Okay, so don't get confused with that. For my example, I am taking this YOLO strand is my template or target strand. Okay, so basically it is, if I'm taking it is starting from the 3' to 5', say, then the lower strand will be complementary, as you all of you know, is 5' to 3'. And the upper part is the template. So from this only the RNA generation will happen and the lower part will not take any participation in the same process. Okay, now if you want to take, ma'am, I'll take this red part as my template strand, you can take. Then your opposite will be non-template, not an issue. I hope I'm clear with my words. Now, another thing that I told you, like in the promoter, there should be one sequence which is called a starter sequence. Okay. If the starter sequence is there, then only transcription can be initiated. So this is basically the thing, like the all the DNA part or the all DNA strands or the all the length of the DNA is not contributing the transcription. There are certain small part in the DNA is present which generally contributes this process. Okay, so to initiate this sequence should have to be at the starting, which is the promoter part. Now let's take the other sequences like A, C, C, T, G, G, A, T, C, 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 G, and then A, T. Supposedly the in that part I'm not writing the codes. Now in this prokaryotic transcription, we are now going to start the process. All right. Now I told you in the previous lecture also, for the any reaction in our body, in any biochemical reaction without enzyme, that cannot be happened. And now for this transcription process, the enzyme in prokaryotic cell we basically can see is the RNA polymerase. DNA dependent RNA polymerase enzyme. Now you will be happy to hear these things like RNA polymerase enzyme is enough, okay, for the prokaryotic cell to make 3 type of RNAs efficiently: mRNA, tRNA, and rRNA. So one enzyme is, very effective. So in prokaryotic cell, no other enzyme is required, only DNA dependent RNA polymerase. This one enzyme is enough for the total process. But there are certain constraints, like if the process need to be started, then RNA polymerase enzyme should have to come to the working area. Working area is our gene, no? But there is a story behind this. There is a trick. Say this is my RNA enzyme. Now problem with this is, this RNA polymerase enzyme have to go to the promoter part first, then only the process can be initiated, but it cannot go by its own. To make this process happen, there is one factor came to the picture which is called as sigma factor. This sigma factor collaborates with our beloved RNA polymerase enzyme effectively. Then what it makes basically? It makes sigma RNA polymerase complex. Now this complex is having the mobility. Now with this complex, RNA polymerase, by complexing with sigma, it mobilized to the promoter region. So it now finally reached to your promoter sequence. So it identified the Tata sequence is there, RNA polymerase reached, and RNA polymerase understood, okay, now this is the time to start the transcription. So sigma factor is the factor which initiates the transcription process. Now what will happen? The remaining process now after this is going to be very simplified. Your RNA polymerase will now effectively enter to the structural gene part. It will understand like this, and I need to do the copying process from here. Now, whom to copy and how to copy? See, all of you know, in our cell, there are many free nucleotides are there. Okay, this blue color I am drawing, na, this is the free nucleotides. Now, if any of you does not have the idea of the nucleotide, nucleoside, nucleic acid, don't you worry. Please stay with me. After completion of this chapter, I will do biomolecules for you. So your all ideas regarding this will be cleared. I guarantee. Okay. See, then let's come to the part. See, these are all free nucleotides. Now, what will happen? This RNA polymerase already came to the workplace. It will take off one nucleotide and effectively it will start joining them with here. Okay, just let's draw this somehow below. Okay, so all nucleotides, this nucleotides, na, from the outside it is taking and it is adding effectively. So it is polynucleotide chain is going to be generated. And polynucleotide chains are basically nothing but your nucleic acid. And for here, what type of nucleic acid we are making? RNA. Now, what about these codes? See, in the transcription, na, the codes that we are copying from the template stand will be complementary in nature. So please do remember, for the A, the complementary is coming for case of the RNA is U. For the T, it is coming A. For the C, it is coming complementary G. For the G, it is coming complementary C. Remember, uracil is not present in the DNA. It only can be generated in RNA. And we are making RNA. So in the place of the T, na, we are putting U. Now, when I will do you the replication, DNA replication, that time I'll show you how in the place of the U, T are coming. Okay. Now, in the place of A, the below of the A, it will come U. Then you can see it is G. In the below C, G. In the below T, A. In the below G, it is C. Then C. Then U. Then U. Then A. Then G. G. G, and C. So if I'm copying the strand from 3' to 5', it is complementary, na? So your RNA generated from 5' to 3'. Now, the codes which are present over the structural gene part is already copied. I mean, transcription is over. But is it basically over? Because now you need to stop the process. Because in prokaryotic, we cannot start by its own. I cannot stop by its own. Now, as long as the process is going to be terminated, there is another factor which helps to terminate the process. And that is called rho factor. Just like sigma factor helps to start the process, na? Rho factor helps to terminate or end the transcription process. Because in prokaryotic cell, as they are not that much of developed cell, na? So they need some factor to initiate the transcription, they need another factor to terminate. Sigma factor, rho factor terminating. So process terminated. We are now in a termination zone and we just terminated the process. Now what will happen next? So your motive was to make the RNA and you made it. Now this complete RNA will come out from this double-stranded DNA part effectively and freely. This blue ala, okay? So this 3' and 5'. Now say this RNA like here, okay, this is basically coming out. Now see, this RNA could be mRNA, this RNA could be rRNA, this RNA could be tRNA. Process is exactly same. For the prokaryotic cell, mRNA, tRNA, rRNA making process is exactly same what I explained. Generalized process. Now say I made mRNA. Okay, mRNA is being generated. Now generated, rRNA also being generated from the DNase template strand using RNA polymerase enzyme with sigma and rho factor. And finally, this all RNA will come out freely. And collaboratively, this all three RNAs will do another process which is called as translation, protein synthesis. Now you know this transcription what we are doing now, because after transcription followed by the transcription, this translation process will come. And whatever protein synthesis is basically done, that is already done inside the cell. So from your hair to your nails to your skin, everywhere protein is there. Without protein, you are nothing. Protein is your building block, and who is making your protein? Your cell. So your cell is also your building block, generalizingly. So from our very childhood, we know cell is our building block, but now for now, as we are already doctor, so try to use this term, protein is the building block. So transcription is the very starting process to synthesis the protein. After transcription, translation process will come where all these RNA will taking participation to make protein. Okay, this is the end of your transcription in prokaryotic or bacterium cell. I hope it's clear. Now, before I can end the lecture, I'd like to tell you one more thing. Say, this is our template strand, na? The 3' 5' wala. I'm drawing it again because I need to explain you something. And from this template strand, we made the RNA. Okay, we already made mRNA or tRNA, anything. Say mRNA. Now, for the prokaryotic cell, now, from a gene or from a gene, so this is basically the gene's template strand. Okay, this is basically your gene's template strand. From this RNA, mRNA or rRNA, tRNA, whatever, RNA is already synthesized. So transcription completed. Now from this, protein will get generated, I told you, because our main motive is to synthesize protein. Now in case of the bacterium cell, na, from one gene, one RNA generated, and from one RNA, more than one complete protein gets generated. This is only for the so this curly things, na, these are the proteins. Proteins are complex, na. If you don't know why proteins are complex, again I'm telling, stay with me, I will teach you biomolecules very effectively. For now, just to know that proteins are very complex chain. Okay, so this the green colored are proteins. So in bacterium cell, from a gene, one RNA generate, and from one RNA, more than one proteins is getting synthesized. Now this type of nature of the gene is called as polycistronic nature. Okay, this is called polycistronic nature of bacterial gene. So if in your NEET, they are asking you bacterial gene are what type of gene, then you might think, okay, the gene are not so much developed, so maybe monocistronic. No, though it is not developed, but still from one RNA, more than one complete protein can be generated. So more than one complete protein generation from a single RNA or from a single gene is called as polycistronic nature of the bacterium gene. So bacterium gene are polycistronic in nature. Please do remember this. And the last part, I will tell you, position of your promoter and terminator sequence that might ask in your NEET. Always remember, if I'll ask you like where your promoter sequence is generated, situated, and where your terminator sequence is generated in your gene, then you might say like 3' end of the template strand. No. Always remember, promoter situated at 5' end of structural gene, and terminator sequence is situated at 3' end of structural gene. That means we provide their position with respect to non-template strand. I know non-template strand does not provide anything over this transcription process, but just to have some importance of it, we generally do this. So promoter or terminator sequence position, we always say with respect to template strand. Okay, now non-template strands, 5' end is the starting of promoter and 3' end is the position of the terminator. Don't say with respect to template strand. Always say this with respect to non-template strand. Okay, so again I'm repeating, promoter sequence is situated at 5' end of the structural gene and terminator is situated at the 3' end of the structural gene. Always remember, the promoter and terminator's position we do with respect to non-template strands sequence, not with respect to template strand. Okay, so this is the end of our transcription process for the prokaryotic cell. Now in the next lecture, we will continue the transcription process for the eukaryotic cell. As long as we are completing both this transcription, then we will be entering to the then codons and everything of the which is going to be related to your NEET. And at last we will do some yearly questions. So please be with me. Please follow these lectures, study. If you are not understanding any of the part, if you want me to explain any of the topic from your end, you can let me know over the comment box. And if you want me to explain, or if you want me to teach you the other subjects also for your NEET, like physics, chemistry, or for your JE, if you want me to teach maths, please let me know over the comment box. Then I will make the lectures for you, which will be useful for you, so that you can crack NEET easily and you can have a great revision with me. Please let me know. Please like, subscribe my channel to get updates for the lectures. Till then, see you. Waiting for your comments. I'm waiting for your feedbacks. I'm waiting for you all to study with me. So, thanking you, and see you in the next lecture very soon. Till then, please complete this part, because we already completed the total topic of prokaryotic transcription. So stay tuned, stay safe, and study hard. Till then, bye-bye.